So this is the weekly chart for gold, and I just want to show you how we traded last week. And this was the analysis. If you come to YouTube, Throne Trades, the last analysis we did like 6 days ago, we had a trade opportunity, which we explained thoroughly here. You just need to watch the video. And this is the opportunity, this buy. This is the Throne Telegram group. And this was the analysis, but this is the buy. Then the trade we got, the exact and expected plays out. I'm going to explain to you why we bought this at around 45,000, 996, 4596 area. Let me break down the reason for these buys before we can think about today's trading opportunity. So last week we had clearly marked that this was our low of the week, which we knew that it would give us a buying opportunity if we got a further price confirmation. And then today we have this as our weekly high. So we are trading around between this weekly high and then this weekly low. And then there's another high here that we can begin to think about if market gets out of this range. Of course, we don't want to think too much about what is up there, what is down. So we have a clear defined area of trading. So from here, you can now switch to a lower time frame, which will be the daily, and then we marked. So on the daily, I want you to notice this candle here. This is a low, which is acting as a support resistance. And then from this support, we've seen market going all the way to form a high here, which is also a resistance area as per now. So the difference between this high and then this low is actually here. Okay, so these are the areas in which we're going to be looking for trading opportunities. At this price difference area here, you can see it has already been tapped once, and then the market comes back to here and then is resisted. So let me just break down this on the 1 hourly time frame so that I can show you the trade we took. So on the 1 hourly time frame last week, from this analysis here, which is on the video here, we had this buy, and this is what we had stated. We had stated that this was our support area, but then we wanted to look for buying opportunities after this area is broken. So the moment market breaks above this area, that's where we looked for the buy. And this is where we had our buy because of this break. Now, the reason is very simple. You have a support area here, and then you want to see market change by forming a higher high. And then it here, after forming a higher high here, it failed to come far below this. So after failing to come below this, it had to break above. And that is where we had the buy. And then we were targeting this. And then we were done for the week. So now, as of today, this week, let's just break price down. We have clearly marked that this is our area of price difference. That is our potential support area. So I want you to study price from here. So from here, we've seen the scenario. This then becomes our low, okay, our lower low. And then from here, we've seen price coming back to form a high and then gets resisted from this area here, and then price comes down. So the first thing you need to notice is that price broke above here, okay? So this is the first area in which price broke above, and then this is the next area in which price got resisted from going further up. And then from this resistance, you see a scenario whereby now the market has actually come all the way and broken below this. So we have this low, which has already been broken. So now to simplify the whole thing, we have a scenario whereby the market has been resisted from going further up here, and then it is being supported from going further down. So we have a range in which we're going to look for trades, and that range is here. We're going to be looking for trading opportunities around this range. And how do you want to do this? The first thing you want to see is that if the market indeed pulls back into this area and then breaks back inside, then we can have that sell, and we have to target these other lows here because this is an area where the market could react. And then the other thing is here, these are the areas in which the market could react. So now we're not going to be looking to jump into trades without getting further confirmation. What you want to observe here is that if the market reaches these areas here, you want to see a scenario where the market breaks highs so that we can continue to the upside. Otherwise, it will also break lows and then continue to the downside. So this is going to be a very critical area. But the immediate area for us to look for trades is just here, because of some resistance and then a lower low. So we want to see whether the market can actually continue all the way. So if it continues up to this and breaks that, that is where then we can not trade, but we want to look for trades above here. Market has to break and then continue. But here there's going to be a lot of range because we have a low here that we want to see whether the market is actually going to hold here or continue. But this is a range in which we shall look for trades. So let's see how this is going to play out throughout the week. You want to look for trades here and above here, but for this, below this. So let's see how this is going to play out.